Now when it comes to buying the perfect camera, the Canon R7 is the closest I can get to achieving what I want as a music video productions, as a commercial video productions, and as a YouTuber, except it's a crop sensor camera. So what I mean by that, if you take a look in clips like these, in my very early days of using the R7, with all the settings set correctly, but it's just something wrong and doesn't really have a punch into the image. And most of it got to do with two reasons. One is because the crop sensor, so you're basically cropping a high megapixel camera onto an otherwise full frame barrel, and then you're only getting like a small fraction of the image. Two, you're basically getting a 1.6 crop, so you have to move in further away from the subject. So now that you have a crop onto your lens, you now have to stand further away to get the same kind of composition that you wish. Now, two things will happen in this. First, getting away, you have poorer quality audio if you're using a shotgun mic and not a lavalier mic. And pretty much the audio will get pretty crappy as soon as there is distance between you and the camera to that of the shotgun mic. Two, your field of view, your depth of field will change. Now, if I were to stand all the way back here, notice the background will be a little bit more clearer as opposed to me standing in front. So the disadvantage of you having a crop sensor is that you now literally have to lose your depth of field. Basically, everything's in focus and you don't get the kind of cinematic quality that you get from a full frame. So let me introduce to you guys this solution, right? This is a saving grace. Now we look into the Rodric Speedbooster Pro. The Rodric Speedbooster Pro is currently on sale and I'll link it down below. This is how it looks like. And this is how the Canon adapter looks like. And now we're looking into speed boosters. Speed boosters are incredible. I have to say, after using Rodric Speed Booster for one music video, I'm blown away. I'm blown away with the optical quality that I get from a speed booster. Now I'm going to put up on the screen here a Chinese video that I made using this Rodric Speed Booster solely without using the Canon R adapter, and I was blown away by the quality that Canon R actually produces. So from today onwards, I'm not going to call this the Canon R7. It's going to be the R7S. S stands for Speed Boosted, baby. So the Speed Booster, it's expensive. It's actually costing you more than if you would adapt a Speed Booster on an EOS M6 Mark II or EOS M50. It's actually different. The price range, we're talking about a 1.2K kind of price. So does it worth it to buy a 1.2K adapter? For me, you can judge that by yourself by watching these sample clips on this video. You can see from these clips that the magic effect that happens from adapting and magnifying glass, essentially a speed booster onto the R7, is that you get, number one, an extra stop of light. So having that full frame field of view, almost full frame, almost full frame. You basically open the fact that you have a more bokeh at the back, thus producing cinematic images like these. So you get your R7S, an incredible, almost full frame kind of view, and an ultra sharp 4K. I'm sold. And so that pretty much wraps up for today's video on the new Canon R7S Speed Booster. So I do really enjoy this product so much. I do want to marry the R7 with the Speed Booster. However, I do notice autofocus is great. Colors are great. The depth of field has increased. The quality of the image has increased. And guess who got a good feedback from his client? This guy. So I highly recommend you checking out the Rodric Speed Booster, changing your R7 into an R7S beast. And that pretty much wraps up this video. If you want to catch the next video where I compare the R7S for Speed Boosted with the R6, that will be coming up right after this video, so subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in that R6 versus the R7S video. Catch you later.